Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here every Monday through Friday, every night, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time on the GSMC Sports Network. Talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about right quick. We had our WWE Monday Night Raw review. We had our WWE NXT preview. We talked about some AEW Dynamite. And now we're going to talk about today in wrestling history. I'm going to bring you guys into my DeLorean. Gun it to 88 miles per hour, Marty. Can you feel it? The flux capacitor. I'm just kidding. No. But overall, movie badass. If you've never seen Back to the Future, you are no friend of mine. I'm just kidding. No. Moving on. We have our today in wrestling history. So we're going to talk about that. Obviously, you guys hit up the super chat, hit up the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Superman, punch that like a subscribe button to the show. Follow the show, follow the network here, the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, 1,010%. But of course, in terms of talking sports, the disagreements, criticisms, they do arise, but it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood, baby. It's all gravy, baby. Feedback is a gift. So I just want to make sure you guys feel like open, make sure you guys feel comfortable in talking to this guy right here, this dorky guy with the flannel that I picked out of my closet last minute because my office, my recording studio is outside. And surprisingly, I do live in Southern California and it's cold, man. It's cold. And I know a lot of you people probably listening right now, like who, snow on the East Coast. You're like, dude, come on, dude. You're being a witch, but replace the W with a B. You know, like come on, it's like 50 degrees out here, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so bad. Like you know what I mean? But definitely, we're love and respect you guys. That's dope. That you guys can withstand cold like that. But moving on. So of course we're gonna talk about 1994, the groundbreaking When Worlds Collide pay-per-view took place at the Los Angeles Sports Arena. Whilst on the surface, this was an AAA show. Um, the only one to ever take place in the United States. It was a co-production between the group as well as WCW and Puerto Rico's IWC. The most famous match on the card saw El Hijo Del Santo and Octagon defeating Los Gringos Loco, Eddie Guerrero, and also the Love Machine Art Bar in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Damn, he looks so young there. Obviously, the late great Eddie Guerrero proving dividends that he could, the headline a match like this. He could definitely, an event like this. A wrestling promotion that's not used to teaming up with American products, obviously back in the day, felt confident because they trusted Eddie. So, he brought it. It was great. It was great, but they obviously, you know, uh, came up short, right? Came up short, defeated. Yeah, they came up short. They came up short. Oh, sorry, excuse me. All right, next we have 1998 and an ECW TV taping in New York City. The Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon, won their fifth ECW Tag Team Championship by defeating Balls Mahoney and Masato Tanaka to win. The win saw them overtake Public Enemy as having the most reigns in the company's history. Their record would ultimately stretch to 8 reigns before they left the company in 1999. This is what I want to see. I would love to see Devon Dudley come out tonight. That would be so badass. That would be so cool. Maybe, you're seeing at the end of the match between Trick Williams and Bubba Ray Dudley, you see Ethan Page, Rich Holland, and maybe one of their buddies, paying dividends, definitely attacking and having the Then of course you have that bam, 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 bam. And then freaking Devon Dudley comes out and it's like, get the tables. And you're like, why? And then he from the top rope, he dives and, headbutts his crotch area. I would definitely love to see that. That would be pretty badass. And, I feel like they owe it to us. I'm just kidding. In 2000, on this day, on Monday Night Raw, you saw The Good Father and Bull Buchanan of the Red 2 Center defeat the Hardy Boys to win the WWF Tag Team Championships. And I gotta be honest, this Red 2 Center, I liked it. The leading, role was Steven Richards, and then you had damn it, who's the other person that was gone? Or that's not Ivory. Ivory was a part of this as well. Bull Buchanan, the Good Father, and I remember playing, my Nintendo 64. They had a couple of Raichu Sensor characters, and it was, it was pretty cool. It was, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I thought it was it was a different, angle, but overall, I thought it was pretty badass. 2002, we saw Jerry Lynn defeat AJ Styles to win the TNA X Division Championship at a taping in Nashville, Tennessee. We also saw, sadly, 2003, Mike Lockwood, best known as, Crash Holly, sadly passes away at the age of 32. Sad. I actually did a memorial about this guy, Mike Lockwood, on the GSMC Sports Network. So make sure you guys check out that video on my channel. So make sure you guys, go hit that up and pay your respects to a man that was he 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 was a great wrestler. He was a great wrestler. Dealing with stuff outside the ring wasn't always, adamant, but this guy was and during this day and time in terms of professional wrestling, all the allegations of prescription drugs and steroid uses, and of course always abusing narcotics and painkillers and stuff like that. And it's it's sad, but I remember him coming out with Hardcore Holly with that scale coming out, and I thought that was pretty badass. 1,010%. Rest in peace, my man Mike Lockwood. Hope prayers, condolences to you and your family. Hopefully that you guys are doing well. Next we have, 2005. We got Joey Styles. I gotta be honest, when I saw Joey Styles take the WWE stage, I liked it. I thought, the way he delivered in his promos was pretty badass. Kind of like that Mike Cole-esque. You had Jerry King Lawler, you had Jimmy Ross, and a lot of these announcers, it's hard to come by. I like Vic Joseph and Booker T on NXT. I feel like that is a great pair. SmackDown, Corey Graves and Michael Cole. On Raw, Wade Barrett and Tessitore. Like, I like Joe. I feel like he's pretty damn well. But there's been a lot of wrestling announcers that, come and go. But, definitely once when he was inside it, I definitely loved, Joey Styles. 2006, Christopher Daniels wins the X Division Championship in an Impact taping in Orlando, Florida, taking on Chris Sabin and AJ Styles in a three-way dance. Good for Christopher Daniels. That's pretty badass. In 2006, you saw, on Monday Night Raw, Johnny Nitro defeated Jeff Hardy to become the Intercontinental Champion in a no disqualification match. And, obviously back in the day with Eminem, that's huge for Johnny Nitro. Next on Monday Night Raw in Manchester, England, The Bar, Sheamus, and Cesaro defeated Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to win the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. On the same night, you saw Pete Dunne with his WWE roster debut with a win over Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore, I'm a certified G and a certified stud, and you can't teach that. Oh my god, that was fun. That was cool. I definitely loved their tag team, and I think WWE ultimately kind of screwed them over. But that's just my opinion, 1,010%. 2020 on SmackDown, Carmella made her return to WWE by attacking the boss, Sasha Banks, after she defended the Blue Brands, the Women's Championship against Bayley. I love Carmella. I feel like she has that attitude. Where she would fit right now in terms of WWE, I'm not entirely sure. But she can do it. She can make it. She can make it work, dude. She can definitely make it work. All right, obviously, notable wrestling deaths. Joe, Jose, Lothario, Angelo, Mosca. Obviously, we talked about Crash Holly as well. Birthdays today. We have Mascara Sangrada and we also have Ken Patera. And of course, we have the SmackDown general manager, Nick Aldis. Happy birthday, Nick Aldis. Hope, definitely, him and Adam Pearce, when you don't have the general manager, where you don't have the authority figure inside the storyline, it's better. It's just way better. Like, and Vince McMahon obviously blurred those lines to make it seem like you kind of had that, that BS boss where where you had that, authoritarian tyrant, jerk of a boss, not appreciated to anything that you do. And obviously, I feel like in terms of that day and age, it's it's over. I feel like it's over 1,010%. Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce has been the best Raw general manager, SmackDown general managers, and probably within the last decade. And that's being brutally honest, mate. That's being brutally honest. All right, so hey guys, do not go anywhere. We're gonna jump on into our fifth and final segment. Gonna wrap this up real quick. We have our Wednesdays weekly wrestling news. We're gonna talk about all the major headlines in terms of wrestling when we come back. So hey, do not go anywhere.